Hey yo, everybody is unmuted. Dicks out for Ashes of the Last War. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid, Tama. For those of you who don't know, my name is Obsidia. I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight, and I am the DM of this D&D campaign, Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. And as per usual, we're going to go do our round-the-table introductions by all of my wonderful players before we do a brief set of announcements, most importantly for me, and then we're going to go do a session recap, which should be actually fairly short before we jump into the heat, the meat, the beat seat treat of this session. I was trying to think of other words that rhymed. And so, without further ado, here we go. Let's pass it on over to the page, the mage, who's all the rage. Let's go.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Yulia. I go by Royal Knight VT on both Twitch and Twitter. I am the second cat girl of this group. Not the first, because someone already has that title. Ear is included. But I play the Chronomancy Wizard. Happy to be here. And go watch Obsidia on Wednesday. Happy 2 years.
Thank you, thank you. Giving everyone a sneak preview of our announcements for the night. Definitely go check out lovely Yulia. Next up, we have none other than the Fae who's quite gay. And I almost wonder if I can say today. Fishing!
I feel like the pause before going into that was you trying to figure out how you're going to say it.
It was 100% that.
Yes, hello everyone. I just caught a cold, but I'm still doing okay for now. But I'm gonna be doing my very best to be a very angry Fae, while also struggling. So
Silently angry.
yes, silently angry. But we're going to talk to some people today, and it's going to be fun. Yay.
For those of you who don't know, Ashes of the Last War is in fact a dramatic soap opera with the barest trappings of Dungeons and Dragons associated with it. But we all hope that Fruhling will once again be free of Nurgle's clutches and will be able to speak freely. But until then, they will suffer both emotionally and physically. Next up, we have Jubilee, our lovely, lovely tiefling, played by our lovely, lovely Maris.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maris, and I'm the reason Lily's sick, because she caught my cold. Yeah, happy to be here playing our favorite hot pink tiefling. As for me, when I'm not here playing said hot pink tiefling, I'm on a bit of a rebranding hiatus. However, I'm going to try my darndest to get a couple of surprise streams in this week, just because I missed it and I miss streaming for y'all. So yeah. We have to finish Dracula. It's only been a couple months, and we have to finish our queer vampire book. So yeah, look forward to that.
We always look forward to more queer content up in here. We're all very hyped for welcoming our 15-foot tall dragon daddy overlords.
Yay!
Speaking of dragon daddies, next up we have your pal Mal Ral.
Hello, I am Malral, the great dragon daddy, as was told. But you may also know me as Litro the Bronze, where I usually stream D&D, where all these people are in, so if you like all these people, feel free to come by my channel and watch them there as well.
I thought there was going to be more after that statement, but yes, go definitely check out Litro. Fantastic DM. Does lots and lots of D&D content. Go support him, send love, watch the many people in this room be incredibly sad gays together in all of their games, except for the ones where they're rich and flamboyant gays together. Next up, we have last but never least, the beast herself, Cess the Mess.
Hi there, I'm Cess. I am the second cat girl. Don't let the first one trick you. I am the second one. I have lower billing. But I'm also Sif, the VTuber, the knight, the guy who does art and games. Yeah, that's me. I'm trying a new game out tomorrow that I hope people will like, but also a very important Wednesday. Hobbs, why don't you tell them what's happening Wednesday? Because no one else saw what's happening Wednesday, right?
Thank you, Sif. Yes, our one announcement for tonight is, you know what this Wednesday is? Ba-bam! 2 years of raw, uncensored, uncut Obsidia action. I hope you all have enjoyed the ride along the way. We'll be celebrating the 2-year streamiversary of me in the streaming space this Wednesday. We're also going to be using that as our kickoff date for our charity fundraiser through the entire month of February. We're going to be raising money for Trans Lifeline, our favorite trans charity supporting trans suicide prevention and support. Be sure to come on by. It's going to be silly. I'm going to be talking about the breedability of so many people and genders. It's going to be great. We're doing tier lists. We're doing smash and passes. And spoiler alert, many things are submissive and breedable as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, and if you feel the need to or desire to donate, I have the donate panel on my Twitch page already set up that if you click that, you can just immediately donate over to Trans Lifeline. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see you all there. So, this brings us to our session recap. Previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, our intrepid and plucky group of adventurers found themselves in the town of Emberfall, where they became surrounded by mysterious forces that were quickly unveiled to be none other than the terrorist fundamentalists themselves, the Seekers of the Flame. And it was also revealed that there was a connection between them and our very own Fruh. In fact, it seemed that the particular speaker of the Seekers was familiar with Fruh specifically and made various ominous statements about their past, before which abomination of stitched together celestial angels flowed forth to try and tear the party asunder. Laser beams of fire energy coursed out. The party fought tooth and nail. Angels detonated, souls ripped out of their bodies. But in the end, they were able to hold out long enough for Fruh to get that the final sadistic murder of a few of the terrorists, just for good measure, before the teleportation signaler was able to activate and the paladins of the Silver Flame appeared, riding griffins and blink dogs, and proceeded to kill the rest of the remaining terrorists, and explained that this whole thing, yep, it was indeed just a big trap to lure the Seekers into one place and ambush them, and they felt kind of bad about deceiving the party to think that it was otherwise, but they did the good deeds, and many lives in the future potentially saved, and many bodies are going to get Speak with Dead cast on them at length to learn their details. And so with that, they journeyed back to Flamekeep on the backs of griffins, making particularly our cats deathly afraid of what prospects lie in store for them if they were to fall off of these creatures. And upon getting into Flamekeep, they were given some time to rest and recollect after the ordeal. The page had a heart-to-heart with Fruh, seeing that Fruh was experiencing a great deal of emotional turmoil, and with that, they were able to actually open up a bit and give some insights into their thoughts and history, and maybe seeing a little bit of themselves in Paige along the way. And then finally, Cess decided to braid Silvana's hair. And so the party was also informed that the following morning they would have a meeting with the Pope as a going away before their mission, as they would get their money wired to their bank accounts. And that's where we're going to jump right back in. So without further ado, unless anybody has anything else happening the night of, you guys can wake up the next morning. Okay, I take that as nobody had anything, so is there
we
anything?
Eat food, we wake up, we wash, the works. That's
Yes.
it. Let's go see Pope.
Yes, is there anything anyone wants to do specifically during the morning before you go meet the Pope?
I could re-braid Sylvana's hair. That's all I got.
It should hold. It should hold.
Have 2 servings of
Bacon.
breakfast. Extra bacon.
Wonderful. You all feast, and I can literally hear you eating.
It's-
Sorry, I got
version.
Reese's Pieces.
Really getting into
cinematic
character.
effect. It's
Yeah.
If I can, just one small note for
Yes.
Fruh. Since like yesterday they were kind of all over the fucking place.
Yep.
There's a noticeable sense of calm with them today.
Ooh.
That's all. That's all I want to say.
As they're now a green machine, no longer blue.
Mhm.
Yes, Paige
They're
is
back
definitely
to
going to take note of that.
And so you guys, after your breakfasts and various morning routines, you guys can meet up together. I don't know how nicely or not you wish to dress. If you do desire to wear anything besides your normal work clothes, the church will provide basically petitioners' robes that are pretty fancy, but you don't have to wear those if you don't want to.
Jubilee always looks immaculate,
Of
so
course,
you know.
of course.
Fruh definitely would not change.
Fruh is titty out in the Vatican.
You got it.
You're saying
Oh.
that her school uniform isn't proper?
Malrell actually isn't wearing his armor this time as he's going to meet them. So this is the first time, as you all see, he's going on his casual coast. He's got that huge gut. Just it's normally hidden by his compressing armor, but now is just out there for all the world to see.
Bro, you wanna maybe like tuck your shirt in so we don't see Happy Trail?
Oh, sorry. I need to get one longer. It keeps that going undone.
Yeah, we see it's not just a beer belly, it is a whole damn keg. And with that, you guys can meet up together as a group of armored Templar will come to escort you to the meeting chamber inside of Flamekeep. This is presumably like the throne room, basically, of this country/city. And so you see that there are lots of fully armored, face concealed in helmets, paladins and Templar wearing their white cloaks with silver trim and silver flame arrowheads clasping them together over their armor. And standing alongside next to you guys when you get there is a little halfling, similarly dressed, that you recognize as Ephesius Oleanus. And then the other one is, of course, Asharan, who is wearing their long white cloak with silver trim on it as well, over their normal like battle leathers and stuff. And they are this time effectuating the appearance of a generic, nondescript human female. And Asharan is going to give a little side eye over to the party and be like, "You should consider yourselves very fortunate. This is a great honor."
Damn, they really got you, didn't they?
I live to serve.
Oh, okay.
You will likely be asked to kneel if the keeper deigns to actually visit us, but most likely we will be interacting with the Council of Cardinals.
Do you kneel before them too?
I am their servant. I, of course, would kneel. As for you, you are mercenaries. I'm not going to tell you how to live your lives.
King protocol. Got it. Gotta make a good impression if you want to get hired again.
I mean, I don't know if I want to get hired by a bunch of people that would lie to us. Understandably,
Exactly.
yeah.
Unfortunately, not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of for a good reason, but at the same time, I don't want to, you respect that, we kind of don't want to be put in that position again.
Ephesius will look up at you guys and be like, "Yeah, I don't think you have much to be worried about for them lying to you. And once again, I apologize for our subterfuge, but Unfortunately, I think that we will be receiving the lion's share of criticism in regards to that, not you.
Great, I'll make sure I'll make a note of that when I think back to my near-death experience, and she shoots him a thumbs up.
To be fair, we did know it was a possibility.
It's true. I mean, they do
The
have a
Seekers,
knack for that.
the Seekers, yes. The our target being a Sharn, no. That's the confusing part. Anyways,
Does it matter?
water's under the bridge. Let's we should probably just get this meeting over and done with, yeah?
They, Asharan and Ephesius will take a deep breath in as Ephesius nods to the Templars guarding the door, or the doors, and they open them, and you are greeted with an enormous chamber with beautifully fluted pillars holding up these elaborate stained glass windows, showing great depictions of people being saved and light shining forth from fire, and paladins smiting foes and monsters and creatures, and light permeates every aspect of this room. And at the center, or at the far end of it, is a raised dais on which an enormous throne with the back shaped like a flame crest itself sits currently unoccupied, with 12 armored figures wearing silver caps over their hair. Each of them is flanking a different side of the throne. So there's 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And as you enter, they appear to have stopped saying something to each other a bit tensely and stand at attention as you guys enter.
If I may lean over to Sharn real quick. Does these people think of me the same way the Seekers do?
I don't think they know who you are.
Good.
What's up?
The Cardinals promptly look, several of them look very distastefully at Balral.
Fruh laughs.
As Ephesius and Asharan approach, and they will kneel before them.
Yeah, if they're kneeling, then Malrel will kneel too.
Yeah, I'll kneel.
Are we kneeling to the Cardinals or to the
The keeper is not there.
The keeper is not there.
Fruh does not kneel.
Yeah, I don't think Juby will.
We are not kneeling.
Okay. Yeah, and the room is full of heavily armored and armed Templar, but in a much more ceremonial posture. One of the Cardinals will step forward. He appears to be a probably middle-aged Azimir, with 3 eyes, one of which is in his forehead, and they each blink at different times, as he also has a halo of just raw light, like hanging behind his head, kind of like my own halo. And he is scowling down at Asharan and Ephesius, and he looks at the rest of you and goes, "Greetings, servants of the Directorate. It is our great pleasure to be able to see you this day in the wake of the trials that you were forced to endure. I regret to inform you that we did not know about the true nature of your particular contract, and you can be able to pass on to House Deneath that this particular operation was not sanctioned by the Church or the Kingdom of Thrain." And you hear another one of the Cardinals, who is a human woman who's also middle-aged, will stand forward and be like, now, Cardinal Dacian, it's no reason to be so accusatory in front of our guests. they performed a great act of heroism, even if it was not necessarily under the purview of the administration. And you see Dacian, as he has been identified, turn to her. And he goes, Thracia, I can tell you that I have had it up to here with your acolytes' continual breaking of protocol. This was an internal domestic Thrain matter and should have been resolved by the Inquisition, not the errantry.
Malrel kind of just like coughs into his fist. We're still being paid, right?
They both like stop for a second, they turn and yes, of course. We have already had your payments sent to your accounts with the houses and the directorate, and we would just like to extend our apologies for this unsanctioned operation, but the Church and the Kingdom of Thrain are fully aware of what you did and risked for it, and you have our utmost thanks.
Good. Don't really care too much about your internal politics, but I'm glad I got paid. Feel free to hire us again.
Well, then I don't see if there's anything necessarily relevant then to keep you around. It has been very enlightening to see all of you in person, but I'm assured you have numerous activities you need to be doing and celebrating your newly found victory in wealth.
No. One moment here. I understand you need to choose these people out for disobeying a direct order, but you say that the activities of the Seekers are something that is limited only to the Kingdom of Srain? You know that's not true.
He narrows his 3 eyes at you. And this particular operation occurred within the borders of Thrain. That meant it was an Inquisition matter. Had the errantry deigned to enlighten anyone else about their inclinations, the Inquisition could have told them that the Seeker was not going to be present. But they refused to inform the Council as they would be required in this utterly unauthorized operation outside of their jurisdictional purview.
I don't exactly see it the same way. I see it as if you have a bug that needs squashed, then you get it squashed by whatever means necessary. I think there's a few people in this room that know that the Seeker's activities are not always limited, and that when you have the opportunity to take strides, you take them.
I'm sure your insights into the workings of the Seekers will be noted.
Seems like you need some help with it. They'll back away.
One of his eyes like flashes purple as his face like flushes red, and he goes,
Whoa, calm down. You know what I think you need? Some divinity.
No, I don't think I need any of that. Thank you.
I was talking to the guys at the important people.
well, so noted. I can at least assure you and the Directorate that the vast diplomatic damage that was inflicted by this operation will be rectified. The particular architect of it, one Templar errand, Asharan Solus, will be stripped of their position within the errantry and found to serve the flame in a different medium.
Wait, so you're telling me that even though their actions resulted in a major win for you guys in terms of destroying probably your most problematic faction, you are going to punish them for it? I knew the faction in Sharn was lame, but I didn't know it was all the way up.
He kind of looks distastefully at you, and then, puts all of his eyes looking at Asharan and goes, The Templar errant acts beyond their station and beyond their particular position that keeps them in the good graces of the Flame. We cannot tolerate such disobedience, especially from one such as them. Sharn is very straight-faced.
One such as them?
I do not know if they felt the need to include any additional information to the rest of you, but they have proven to have intricate and intimate ties with the Seekers, and the only thing that's kept them around at this point was that they proved useful enough in destroying their erstwhile family.
So it seems to me that Asharan is doing a pretty decent job at, well, their job, considering, well, we just earned you a great victory.
Thracia, Cardinal Thracia will chime in and goes, yes, Cardinal Dacian, as much as the Inquisition's interests were clearly wronged by this particular operation, it is quite obvious that numerous foes to the Flame and to the Kingdom have been struck down. And we have to acknowledge that in the doling out of particular responsibilities associated with it. I think that the Templar errant's activities can at least be tempered in light of the objectives achieved. And right as he's about to, start off again, you see the side doors open, and you see a herald come up and say, "The most holy eminence of the Silver Flame, Keeper Jailer Duran, has entered the throne room." And
Should we bow now?
Kneels again.
Oops. Hey, is it just? Do we see her? It's still
Yeah.
the 11-year-old girl.
So you
right?
see, it looks just like Asharan did. It's the 11-year-old, except you feel the very palpable aura of divinity, even more powerful than you've ever felt before. And there's something about her eyes that Asharan could not properly encapsulate. You see, despite her obvious youth, her eyes have almost an eternity's worth of burden placed upon them, as well as infinite mercy and sincerity towards the world. And pattering next to her is about a horse-sized black dragon-shaped dog. Like it's a dragon hound kind of thing, the size of a horse. And it is pattering right next to her, and she's got her hand resting on its flank as it always stays nearby, and it, eyes each of you in turn as she
Like a
walks
drake?
up. What?
Like a drake?
Dog.
Kind of. It's not actually something you're necessarily familiar with. This is a Jubilee would probably have more of an idea about this, but it is a handcrafted magical creation by House Vidalis, the basically the dragon marked house in charge of mage breeding of animals and modifications to things that are alive. And so it was a gift to the keeper as a personal bodyguard. And she comes up and she will sit down in her throne when her feet don't touch the floor.
I think we bow for realsies this time.
Fruh and Jubilee.
I think Fruh does do at least a very slight hand over their heart, just the slightest nod forward.
Jubilee will do her usual very practiced courtly bow, but not like the full kneel.
Okay. Jayla, kind of looks over the scene, and the Cardinals all briefly take a knee before standing back up again, and you hear Dacian say, Your Eminence, we were just handling the final disposition of the House Beneath incident, and this is hardly worthy of your divine providence.
If the kid wants to speak, the kid can speak. They're the boss, right?
I am the boss, you could say, Malral. As Jayla kind of does a little laugh. Dacian kind of slinks back a bit. I apologize for any injuries or harm that came of you as a part of my servant's actions. You have my sincerest apologies.
Well, I appreciate your apologies, and I think I can speak for the group that we accept it, provided that you and your people learn from this experience.
Yes, I'm deeply concerned that no one was kept in the loop by this particular endeavor, but I'm assured that you were all able to survive and all of the paladins and Templar were able to return home, and that a great many wicked men were struck down in the actions. So,
The results would have been the same if it was the real you or not. So I'm happy either way. Only thing on my side is that I didn't get to play with the real you.
Dacia is about to go apoplectic at that particular turn of phrase. um, and she goes, I'm sure you would, Malval. I imagine all of you would be great fun in different circumstances. But I would just like to offer my sincerest apologies on behalf of the Church and the Kingdom of Thrain, and I will assure you that we will sing only the most ringing endorsements of your performance to House Beneath and to the Directorate as a whole. Um, uh, your Eminence, we were just discussing because of the introduction of Cardinal Dacian's accusations about what to do in regards to the House Beneath situation and the actions of one of our wayward errant. And Jayla turns and looks up at Thracia's face and then down at Asharan, who is just continuing to bow, utterly unfazed about what's going on around them. Oh, and what did the good cardinal assert as a resolution to this? I, of course, asserted that we should strip the errant of their position and cast them forth to a position more fitting their lack of trust and particular dereliction of hierarchy. And I, of course, was asserting that perhaps we should take some mercy on the errant in light of the accomplishments they achieved in this mission, even if it was not authorized and in violation of jurisdiction. Jayla kind of nods and hops out of her seat, and her dragon hound, patters behind her as she walks over to look at each of you in turn. And she gives you just a little smile after looking at each of you for about 2 to 3 seconds. And she looks up at Fruh and she kind of just puts her hand on Fruh's arm and says, I'm very sorry for all you have lost.
Thank you. Take pity on them.
And she kind of nods and walks over to Asharan and lifts Asharan's chin to look at her, and she stares into their eyes for a few seconds. I do not feel that such extreme reactions will be necessary, Cardinal Dacian. I think that perhaps we can reach a compromise. What is it they say? Two birds with one stone? We have a diplomatic issue with House Deneath and Directorate, but we also need to punish the errant for their particular activities. I propose that we pay the Directorate back by lending out Asharan services to the Directorate for the foreseeable future as a olive branch of peace to show that we are aware of the problem and it will not happen again. Would that be possible, Cardinal Thracia? I believe so. It's never been done before, but it is presumably possible. I've never known the Directorate to ever turn down free personnel. And Jayla will turn to look at you all and be like, I know that you were all deceived for this point, and I apologize for that, but perhaps you can show some mercy of your own to Asharan. I assure you that they were acting with only the purest of intentions.
Fruh kind of looks around at the rest of the group to see what their initial reactions are.
Do you want to go down the list? Oh, sorry.
We don't have to go down the list. It just says.
Do you want to go down the list?
if we want, but I don't know if anybody's something else they wanted to say.
Yeah, does anybody have any particular things they wish to say or react to this comment?
It's just shock and confusion, I think.
Yeah, I think that might be everyone. Or close to it.
I wanna whisper to the group. I think the deceit was necessary. It was them. Not for us. It's not their fault.
I mean, you know them, Fruh, so I can't say I have the keen insight on the situation that you might. So I'll trust your gut.
You know what it means to be reborn that way. Don't know 100%, but I see a lot of the same things. Jubilee, I know you don't feel like you can trust me in this case. But if anything, I can always keep an eye on.
And if we're just going off of our recent trend history, one big lie seems to be the thing per person, so can only really go up from here.
That's a swell way of putting it.
I feel like you all have some serious trust issues.
How have you not in your years of working in this service?
I don't know. I know good people. That person over there seems pretty good. They lied to us, but they worked well with us. I said we take them on. Oh, not that I'm part of your group, but
mighty presumptuous.
I guess he is now.
That was another topic. I didn't want to broach it in front of the Pope, but Nalral did offer his services.
If we got
If you
one,
want my
we
opinion.
can take two, right? We can adopt two.
We'll talk more about it on the way out.
Maybe I'll have to Ask Snow to come along to help.
I'd like to meet Snow.
Listen. I have had plenty of problems with them. This is not that same person. I think it makes sense to at least talk, figure it out, find common ground.
All right.
I thank you for your mercy and your patience. I personally say that I have experienced throughout my short time on that throne that there is more to Asharan than the stories that follow them. And I hope that they can be able to serve you, and in turn, perhaps that you can help them.
Who's gonna elbow Juby softly?
Can we know? Oops, sorry.
Well, I guess that's settled then. Unless there was something else you needed from us.
Can we know Asharan's opinion on this?
Asharan will stand up and take off their silver flame cloak and hold it neatly and put it on the ground before kneeling once more and say, I live to serve. Your word controls my life. To the keeper. Then it is settled. You all may arise, and I hope that the flame lights your path.
Gonna stand up then, and before doing just another really quick bow.
Stands up, stretches his back a bit as he does so. You hear a small crack.
All right.
All right then.
Yep. With that, Jayla will give you all a big smile. She makes the symbol of the flame in front of you. You all feel your spirits emboldened in a very kind of hard to describe way. And then her Hound will, nudge her hip along, and she will look up at her cardinals and be like, that'll be all, cardinals. And she just walks out. And Ephesius will stand up and turn to look at you guys and go, I'm sorry about dragging y'all into this.
Well, I won't exactly say it's all right, but I won't make matters worse for you. It seems like y'all have a lot to work out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have some of the hells to pay for that action, but I knew Asharan was in the right, so slaps Asharan on the leg. Just because you're out of my sight doesn't think I'm gonna forget about you, kid. I'm thankful for all the time that you gave me and everything you've taught me, Templar Errand Commander. Yeah, well, you're not with us for now, so you can just call me Ephesius. But best of luck out there. And don't get yourself killed. I want you back here at some point. The houses can't be mad at us forever.
So, Asharan, we definitely heard you say that you live to serve the speaker, but are you fine working with us?
Asharan kind of just slowly turns to look at you. And one of the things you notice about Asharan, now that they are not pretending to be Jayla and not in the middle of battle, there is a profound look of just dead behind the eyes. Like, their eyes just are absolutely lifeless, no matter how they talk or effectuate their actions or anything. And they look at you and just say flatly, "It was the Keeper's will that I serve the Directorate, and if you would take me into your care, then that is what I will do."
It was the Seeker's will, but what about your opinion?
It is irrelevant.
Well, I think you and Kashin are get along just fine. So find yourself a kindred spirit.
I just want to
Uh,
note that we're kind of open with each other here, or at least trying to be. So if something comes up, don't be afraid to tell us. And says is gonna go to put her hand on Asharan's shoulder.
As you do that, Asharan very visibly flinches away from your hand.
Oh, the pinky swear better.
I don't like being touched.
Okay, just noting that for later. Okay, cool. We will tell everyone back home as well.
So you don't want another piggyback ride?
Oh God.
Oh, that's right.
The eyes
We-
pass over to Valral. No, that will not be necessary.
All right.
Fruh is remaining silent, but is just staring at them kind of disapprovingly.
Well, I am no longer welcome here, so do we head to Greywall?
We gotta take the way back through Sharn first, yeah?
Yes.
And then we take the train back. Okay.
Yeah, I just assumed
Were we blindfolded on the way here? Or something to the like?
Yeah. You were between the teleportation chamber and the actual Flamekeep itself. You were in basically a concealed carriage, but that will not
You're
be the
giving us
case for
the-
your return to the House Orion facility.
Okay.
um,
Like, ah, shit, we're lost.
and
Quick, call an Uber Dragon.
and Ephesius kind of gives Ashard a little, wave goodbye as he picks up their cloak and says, "I'll just be holding on to this for you. I'll give it back to you as soon as you're out of the doghouse. I'll let you know." And they just nod, and then they just slowly rotate back to look at you guys. Shall we leave?
Yeah, anything you want to pack? Anything else you want to do here before we go? Last chance for a while.
No, I already have everything on me.
You don't want to visit your favorite spot one last time before you leave for a bit?
There is nothing else for me to do here.
I guess we're good. We shouldn't probably shouldn't linger.
Let's go. Let's get out of here before we come across anybody else that's upsetting to talk to.
All right.
Irel looks a bit confused at that, like, wait, there was someone upsetting to talk to?
In this economy?
Get us out of here, DM. I don't want to deal with no backhanded races.
All right, so eventually you guys are able to leave, and you get a free carriage ride to the House Orion Tower.
On the carriage ride there, Malvo will go, well, I went ahead and kind of jumped the gun before I think your leader could talk to you, but I did ask them if I could join. Sorry about that, Miss Jubilee.
Oh well, I mean, I was planning on, talking to everybody Anyway, yeah, so uh last night Malval approached me with the proposition of joining our happy little entourage. And, well, I wasn't too keen on, bringing someone on so soon, but seeing how he takes a hit in a fight, it's could definitely be useful. So I wanted to see what everyone else thought before any sort of decision was made.
Yeah,
Kind of like
Sharn.
when
Oh,
people
sorry, go
lose
ahead.
a. It's kind of like when people lose a puppy. They just usually they try to wait, but they usually end up getting something pretty quickly afterwards. Not comparing you to like a dog or anything, but
You guys lose a puppy?
No, we lost a coworker.
He
Well,
was very.
not in the sense that they are no longer of this world or anything. They very much are, but just left on.
Oh, I was about to say they have medicine for that now.
Yeah, no, they left under unpleasant circumstances. So you said that we have trust issues, and well, that's why.
Hmm. Well, that sounds like a darn shame. Hopefully, whatever this guy did doesn't affect you too bad, at least for the long run. Or gal, suppose I don't even know. It. I've seen things that
No,
don't
no, no, no.
have
It
things.
doesn't. It's not exactly a very accommodating term for these kind of for people like them. But I mean, you do take a hit pretty well. I don't
Thank you.
exactly have any problems with it.
And I can repair you too.
I think that's actually called healing, says Silvana.
No. You see, it's just a very advanced form of blacksmithing.
I,
Yeah.
fe- I feel like there's some things I need to teach you.
Look, if I can fuse metal together, I can fuse flesh together just as well. It just takes a bit of heat and a few swings of the hammer.
Sounds like you blacksmith folks have a lot to talk about.
I guess.
Oh, good. I have so many jokes I can share with you.
Oh, well, it's a long carriage ride. Don't wear them all out.
Oh, good. So that means you'll have me on? Don't really have any work lined up after this, so.
Taken one with taken two. Anyone else that we're bringing along just right now for clarification? Fruh, you mentioned snow. We're gonna have to tell Lily to,
Pair 3 new beds.
No, doesn't have to be. Mostly as a joke, but
I mean, she might welcome the help.
this is true.
Not that she'll admit it, but
Well, I think I'll need to. If I were to ask for these kind of things, it'd be a bit of a change of pace, considering the ways that they function for us, and we're watching a whole bunch of orphans. So, has to be a serious matter. But of course, I'll reach out to them and see how they feel.
at your discretion, of course. I mean, this is someone under your employ, so.
Oh, and not exactly, but more so just a friend that happens to enjoy this. Very similar that way.
I see. Well, if we're all in agreement, um, welcome to Rose Gold, Nara.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you for having me on. It looks over at Asharan. I guess this means you have more authority than me. Higher seniority. Technically got hired on about an hour before I did.
I will
didn't how it
abuse
worked.
that position as much as I can. As Asharan does a smile, but it doesn't reach their eyes. And eventually the wagon will, or the cart will drop your carriage will drop you off at the House Orion facility. You guys go to the teleportation chamber, where the half orc will give you guys a big smile as he ushers you in, and as you get ready and all the wizards start casting, he goes, "Remember, it only hurts for a second."
Yep.
Feeling better about it the second time?
And
I'm gonna fucking vomit.
with that, you guys get immediately pulled through magical energy in that dizzying, disorienting, vertiginous way that makes your innards feel like they're becoming outards as you reappear in a whirlwind of color and shapes in Sharn.
If you ever want
belch.
to actually be able to get more used to that, just let me know. Can take you through a bit of a peek into the Fey realm whenever you want.
Nope.
Okay, okay.
Belch of puff of fire. Wasn't bad as last time.
You
It's
get
like
to
it's
get used to
outside
it.
my body.
Gracefully dabbing my handkerchief against my sweaty face from the nausea.
Yep.
That's restoration to cure poison.
All right.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
I'm
believe
sorry.
with returning to Sharn, we start the first of our actual interlude activities. It's your girl, Cess.
Okay, guys. So I want to do something real quick in Shan while we're here, since we have some time before the train. You guys can come with if you want, but we're gonna go see my coach, so it might be a little awkward. I know Paige knows some of the sites around Shan, like Paige, back in high school, didn't you and your friends try out those like weird cafes with the maids and butlers?
Yes, but I haven't been there in so long.
I don't know. Maybe.
They
You
have
know,
restaurants for that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know.
They're themed. It's pretty nice.
Cool, Paige. You can go take everyone to a really weird cafe, and I'll go see Coach.
I will head with you if you like. I'd like to meet someone that mentored one of my teammates.
I don't know you personally enough to introduce you to a important figure in my life. Please respect my boundaries.
Okay.
Fair.
Go back to the maid cafe.
The maid cafe.
Says vanishes you to the main.
For you.
Listen. If you guys do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go see my coach. Okay. I'll meet you at the train station like half an hour before departure.
You have a few hours. Take your time.
But try to be punctual, alright?
I'm
Trains
very
don't leave for
punch.
early.
I'm very punch, Juby. Don't worry.
Alright.
Says walks off.
So, as everyone else...
As we're
Yes, Malrow.
as Cess is walking off, she barely hears Malrel telling a joke. So, how many trolls does it take to light a candle?
I'm gonna fucking come back then, bop you over the head.
How many? Yeah.
Just one really cautious one.
I don't get it.
I don't
It's because trolls are, they burn.
Bit of an anti-joke, isn't
Oh! It's a play on the physiological traits of trolls and their regenerative abilities.
Oh.
Yes.
I guess it would really
That.
only take one of anybody to light a candle.
Yeah,
That cafe I was mentioning.
And as everyone journeys to a themed Japanese anime fantasy maid cafe, where there is, the particular theme is actually it's university students gone wild, and you see various mock-ups of the Morgrave University outfit, but done in more salacious ways.
Incredible.
So you used to frequent these spots, did you, Paige?
You know, they have theme weeks, so it's a little bit different every time. You really don't know what you're gonna get when you come.
Returning customer page photo on the wall.
Yeah, you see them go, oh, it's Paige. I guess let's check your stamps. Oh, this is actually a free one for you.
This deeply changes my perception of you.
Sylvana is both blushy and giddy.
I like to imagine Fruh and Sharn are just in the background, both of them just like the goths in the corner.
Yep.
You just make sure you do the hand motions too, or else it's really awkward if you're not participating.
There are rules?
It's pretty easy. They'll tell you.
Thank you.
Jubilee is
Obsidian.
trying so hard to not stare at like the exposed abs and like the low cut shirts.
Low cut shirts, slightly too short skirts, thigh highs.
Just very engrossed in the menu.
It's not a menu, that's a whole damn meal.
Hey yo!
Can I just get a black coffee?
So yes, as the rest of you are attending the main cafe says,
We're not gonna focus on the makeup.
I've done a good thing today. I'm assuming majority of my time will be trying to find my coach, since he, lives in the slums and probably doesn't have a house.
he's got like the gym, the training gym.
God, he sleeps in the locker room. I feel that. But some effort I find him.
Yeah.
Coach, hey, surprise visit from your one and only pupil.
No, it's you, kid. What brings you,
You,
back here?
I was here for a job, contractually bound to not talk about it, but, you never ask, so don't worry. How have things been? I know last time we were here in the arena, you made probably some cash, but ever since, like, how you been doing all right? You been mooching off of Paige's professor?
No, they, whenever they come by, I make them pay for a meal or so, I do have my best student taking care of one of their crazy mages.
Yeah, time magic really is crazy, but you haven't taken on any of the students. You haven't done any other training for anybody else. Yeah?
Nah, it's not needed.
It's not needed. Do I see? How has this man been living? What does the area around him look like?
The area, it's slums. He appears to be, in good shape and stuff, and he goes,
LD ensures that everything keeps going and everything's fine.
You taught me not to settle for keep going, so you need to go up, at least somewhat. And says takes out, unstraps the larger coin sack she has against her belt and chucks it into her coach's stomach. That sack holds 1,000 or so gold pieces. I think I counted it right. It's really hot. I had to break them in the tens, but listen, I don't, the kind of work I've been doing with Paige and the others, I don't know if I'll be able to come back to be money on her, so I figured this would at least get you off your feet. Maybe you could invest into like a gym thing, you know, get people fit, make money off them, you know, small brain up Ashanas. Maybe, you know, treat that professor out someone nice, maybe buy her a nice ring, you know. Hey yo, just an idea. I thought I'd posit.
Like I would buy an alpha ring.
Yeah, you dwarves, you'd sooner write a name in your black book, I get it.
Eh, well, I ain't no charity case.
You ain't. This is a thank you I might not be able to give later. For putting up with me, for teaching me how to fight. So just take it, okay?
He holds the gold for a second and goes,
Fine. I'll look over it for you. I guess you know how it be. Everything gotta be equal. I got something I made for you a while back, and I didn't know how to give it to you, so I figure if I ain't ever seeing you again, I'm gonna give you the best chance that I will be seeing you again.
and he walks over to one of the lockers and opens it, takes out some object, and holds it as he brings it over to you. He holds it in front of you, and it is a championship belt.
I know I never made you able to go to the arena. You did that on your own. You fucking won. I'm gonna give something to show you that. I always notice when you do good, kid. And even when you have a fucking thick head, know that I'm always watching you and watching over you, and you make me proud. And so
Kind of takes a shaky breath for a second and steels himself as he looks up at you and goes,
in dwarf culture, you always gotta reward somebody who does a great deed. And I'm giving you the best chance I can, and the best reward I can, for you being the best damn student I ever had.
Says, picks up the belt with both her hands, and she's noticing the material it's made out of, the leather, the crafting, the fact that this was clearly handmade and engraved personally by him, and she starts to well up with tears after hearing what he said. She sort of rubs it out of her face, like, yeah, I know you're watching me. I know. Yeah, Coach. I'll be sure I'll be sure that you can see this belt again as she starts putting it around herself.
once it's on, kind of looks at it and nods approvingly and goes,
You were always made to be a champion, kid.
I know, Coach. And I'm gonna keep winning. Okay?
I know you will. I know you will.
I'm gonna head out and head back to Greywall with my friends, but you can come visit whenever. Oh, and by the way, if you take that money and buy yourself a nice house, I will not question it at all. You do with that money what you will. If you get a nice place, send it write the new address in your letter so I can come visit. Maybe bring a housewarming gift. Maybe meet your nice elf lady friend. Just
Hey! I didn't know I was talking to a financial planner here.
Hey, that money's for you. You invest that how you see fit, and if you feel bad, you all just show me how you invested it, alright? I'll see you later.
Hey! Get the fuck back here.
Yeah?
he walks up to you and he's gonna give you a big, tight embrace. He's gonna hold it for a second before he does the three slaps to your back, and he goes,
Go thrive, kid. Go thrive.
Got it, coach. And walks out triumphantly, like showing off the championship belt like a child who just got like a well done sticker from their parent.
Well, since you're back in the slums, you are a celebrity here, and everyone, comes to, basically say, like, how you doing, trying to marry you off to their kids, etc.
Trying to ask, hey, yo, is your sister around? Hey, yo, and then I'm like, shut the fuck up.
But eventually you all can reconvene at the train station. All of you having recently left the maid cafe. You notice that Silvana has like a little graduation cap that's been put on her. She looks really embarrassed. And you guys see Cess coming up looking like $1,000,000.
He's like walking up with a belt on over her shoulder, like, "Hey, I was the cafe."
Well, I didn't see any maids, but it was a eye-opening experience.
Paige is covering her face the entire time.
Your sister has a picture of her on the wall there.
Yeah, quite a few actually.
Oh, a few, ha. I was only aware of the first one when my friends told me about that, but a few, huh, sis?
It's a relaxing place to study, okay?
Several of them
Glad to
knew
see
her
that
by name.
allowance was going well. Anyways, leave the luggage to me and snaps the belt on and just picks up everyone's luggage in one haul and just tries to jam it through the train door.
Why don't I help you with that, sis?
No, I'm stronger now. Look.
You look great. I admire your tenacity. I humbly offer my assistance.
Okay, I don't know how to fix this through a door.
Here, I'll help you out.
Thank you.
But yeah, you guys get aboard the train and start heading back to Greywall. And Fruh, do you wish to talk to Asharan on the train or when you actually get back to Greywall?
We can do it on the train. I
Okay.
think that makes sense.
Yep. Alright, so at some point during the train ride over, there will be a moment when it's just Fruh and Asharan together as Asharan just kind of stares blankly out a window at the passing train.
You know, I'm surprised by how quickly you bent for them.
I owe them a lot, and so it is a small payment for all they've given me.
I take it you knew that this would happen, then. Or something of the sort.
It was a calculated risk.
Just like not telling us was a byproduct of the Cardinals not being able to know. Something's very, very wrong with that, but I don't feel like I need to be the one to tell you.
It was too much of a security concern.
You know, I know you've been chasing me for a long time, or did chase me for a long time. But now that you're here, now that you have me, I'm a little surprised. You don't seem to want to talk after you had such joy in talking to me over the campfire in front of all of my companions.
It was necessary for the mission.
It was necessary for the mission to bring up that note.
I only told the truth.
Oh, haha, it's only told the truth. You've decided that you needed to speak the truths in order to keep the act up.
Indeed.
You enjoyed it, so didn't you? teasing me like that.
They sigh, and they turn to look at you, and they go,
There we are.
"It was interesting to see you in person after so many years."
I must say, for the shadow that stalks the shadow, you were a bit softer on first meetings than I suppose we had anticipated, but that only comes with the situation.
You were smaller than the stories led me to believe.
Still big enough to kill nearly 100 by myself.
I know you may hate to admit it, but the flame does work through your hand.
I don't exactly hate the salt. I'd gladly welcome any sort of influence that would help us get our job done better. It's a shame that this church seems to be so corrupt that they can't even use their full force to squelch the problem.
They have complicated feelings on the issue, but I did what needed to be done, and I was willing to suffer the consequences for it.
That's what happens now. I understand that we have a bit of a rocky relationship between the two of us, but somehow we've ended up aligned. A common goal.
Strange bedfellows.
Strange indeed.
You should know, I say this with the utmost professional courtesy, but I did trust you in that mission. I knew you weren't going to betray us, and I knew that I had chosen the right person to build this operation around.
I do appreciate that. I'm surprised that you allowed yourself to bring me on this mission, knowing that, well, we've not gotten along very well in the past.
I just figured when the time came for us to stand against the Seekers, there is no person in this world that I know of that would act readily and without mercy, with no chance of betrayal.
What if I fired a bolt into your head the second I saw you?
They lean in closer to you, stare you in the eyes. I'd like to have seen you try.
Did you choose the name Asharan?
It was guided to me by the Keeper.
Seems similar enough to the Ashen Blade. So I suppose you don't like to hear that name very much anymore if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, their lip curls up a bit as you say it. He goes, "Yes, I've not been that for some time now, but the name is close enough to give me a reminder of where I have been, so that I do not forget."
You don't want to forget those times.
I'm not allowed to forget. You don't do the things I've done in my life and get to just walk away from it and pretend to move on like everything is okay and that you didn't do those things.
You know, they may have been bad people, but I've done plenty of bad things myself. Don't think I would have gotten the reputations that the Seekers have from me if that wasn't the case.
From what I gathered, your primary foe was the wicked. Mine was not.
This is true.
It is my curse to always be reminded of what I have done, but I am unable to recall the full extent of it. The Keeper said that I was not mentally prepared to handle it, and that my mind palace had shut off those doors, so I only have notions of some of the things.
Notions enough about the time in the Aldine reaches, so.
You never forget your first.
Indeed, you never forget.
I was only 5 years old when I saw them burn, but I will never forget their faces.
Do you know their name? The ones that did it?
The Seeker herself was there that day, in one of her guises.
My little village. Attacked by the Seekers. Destroyed, killed. Tortured. And they just happened to be there. Of course, of course. They're going to turn back to Asharan and says, "You want to kill every last one of them, don't you?"
With every fiber of my being.
Fruh will smile. Then we're on the same track. I look forward to it.
Indeed. I know that I can always depend on you to smite the wicked. And I'll always keep my eye on you, because I know that you'll be looking at my back if I give you any opportunity.
You're damn right. You know, the last person that you may have ever heard us talking about betraying us, I had thought that they were going to. They were also a changeling that had been raised by the Seekers to be able to be the ultimate soldier for them. To my surprise, that was not the case with them, but here you are. In exactly those shoes.
And they'll kind of just look at you levelly and be like, I hope to match the reputation that you have for me, and I'll demonstrate to you just what I'm truly capable of.
Fruh's gonna kind of smile, but then the smile will fade a little bit, and they're gonna just kind of look up at them and just be like, "And don't hurt any of the other people here. They're good people. They're good people."
They kind of blink a couple times and lean back in response as they cock their head to the side. Seems I'm not the only one who's changed.
Fighting alone for 25 years. It's a little different to be in this situation. maybe against my best interests, but I can't help but feel a little bit of hope when I look into their eyes. Seeing these people been through so much, but still hold a genuine, true smile when they look at the future. How does they do that?
It's because they don't know any better.
No, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Don't. We may be broken, but look into their eyes, and I see it's the whole world ahead of them. Some part of me thinks that maybe there is a bit of hope for even those like us.
They'll kind of lean back into their chair more and fiddle a bit with their silver flame necklace. And be like, I've seen enough to know. It doesn't get better. It's just a matter of time until they break in turn.
There was a time, though, that I didn't feel that way. I know you didn't have that. Where life was good. Life can be good. In spite of all of its cruelties.
And I guess there are still things we disagree on.
Disagreements are healthy.
You should just be prepared. We will hurt them. Not through conscious effort. But that's what always happens.
I know. I know I'm going to hurt them. Whether I want to or not. Just some scars need some breaks. I can't forgive it by just saying you can go ahead. Even though I know that I already promised them to try and see through it as best as I can. Listen, Asharan. I don't expect you to be able to come out of any situation that we've gone through unscathed. I just want you to know that everyone deserves at least a little bit of happiness. And while we will not be able to feel that, I know we will not be able to feel that until the job is done. I hope that one day, maybe we can smile. Smile genuine again. Or for the first time.
They kind of stare at you for a moment and then they kind of pull back into themselves and turn to look out the window again and just say, people like me don't get happy endings. The best I can hope for is to at least make some good before I'm gone.
I said the same thing only a few days ago. We'll keep talking. And Fruh's gonna walk out of the room.
And Sharn just keeps staring out the window, fiddling with their silver flame necklace. And yeah, the rest of the train ride will go by uneventfully. As you guys arrive back in the bustling city of Greywall and head to your large mansion. um, as
As soon
you,
as
yeah,
Malrel sees the mansion, you can just see his like pack that's on his back just like slump off his shoulder and fall into the ground, his jaw just open wide. You live here?
Yeah.
It's huge!
Well, it's modest, but it gets the job done.
Wait. Hold on. Before we go inside, we should actually warn Lily ahead for once. Who wants to go break the news? Not me.
I'll do it.
Thank you,
Just
Juby.
looks over at Fruh and goes, "Look how high the windows are. Is there a second floor?"
It's not as big as the ones that I have at home, but yes.
Says and Paige looking at each other like poor gang. Poor
Juby and
Poor
Fruh,
gang,
rich
let's
kid
go.
gang.
Jeez.
Yeah,
They think they're
Juby
really
will
rich.
Juby will walk in and seek out, Lily. I'm assuming she's
Yeah.
probably like already there,
yeah,
But
you see her running around as you see Larissa dashing about with the wine bottle. And Kai-Shen is just like sitting down drinking some coffee, and Lily's like, "Put that down! Put that down!"
Larissa, you're not causing problems for Lily, are you?
Oh, Jubilee! Like, no, I'm not causing any problems. Just having a little afternoon pick me up.
It's like barely noon, Larissa.
You know what they say. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And she like literally starts flying in the air with the bottle to open it so that Lily can't get her.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Lily, I hate to pile more stuff on you when you've already got your hands full, but we've acquired some more members of our happy troop.
Oh no, Pate's not back, is he?
No, it's
Jesus Christ.
sorry, I had to break character for a second. No, it's not Paint. Someone new, 2 people new. But don't be frightened. One of them's quite large, so I just want to give you some fair warning. But
I'm not afraid of somebody
this-
big. I'll bring them down to my size. Then they won't be so tough.
I would love nothing more than to see that, Lily. But for now, introductions, and she'll kind of wave everybody in and motion towards Malral. This here is Malral. He'll be
underneath, like the door hinge to actually like fit inside. He's so tall.
and just behind him is Asharan. And they'll be with us for a while.
This place is huge.
Well, you're huge.
Oh, well, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Lowly Way, but you can call me Lily.
Oh, nice to meet you, Lily. What clan are you from?
Glad Way.
Well, I'm certainly sure that you're doing them proud. So what do you do around here?
She kind of looks around as Larissa is like drinking wine upside down, flying, and goes, "My best."
Aww.
Lily is our head of household. She takes care of everything, and she does a damn good job at it.
She
Oh, well, I
fluffs
hope I'm
up.
not too much trouble, and I look forward to... What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to... have you be of service, I guess.
She does a deep little curtsy with her little maid outfit. He goes, "Of course, what would you like me to call you? Though a lot of them have issues with what I title them as."
Oh, you can call me whatever. I don't quite mind whatever.
All right then, Master Malral.
Fair enough,
For a
Lady
second, I thought she
Lily.
was gonna say, "Okay, master, whatever."
That would have been too galaxy brain for me. Yeah, and she will, look past you to Asharan and goes,
Oh, and who might you be?
I'm Asharan, and you don't need to worry about me. I'll just maintain minimal requirements, and you can just call me Asharan.
Ah, so be it. You sound low maintenance, but welcome, welcome. I can show you to your rooms.
We get our own rooms?
Well, of course.
Yes.
Well,
It's
this
certainly
place is
big enough.
fancy.
Goodness, Mara, where did you live before this?
Oh, I lived with my master. He owned a small blacksmithing shop.
And
Kinda just slept in his shop.
Hmm.
You see, my clan moved in. We didn't have no money, no nothing. We were just brought in and able to find wherever we could. I just happened to find a blacksmith.
Well, I hope you'll find your accommodations comfortable then.
What about the rest of the people here? Gestures to the other NPCs.
We all have our own rooms. What?
I don't know who they are. I would like to get to know them.
Oh, that's Lord
Oh,
Kai
what-
Shen Zhao. And that is Larissa.
Free spirit.
She waves.
It's very kind.
Good to meet you both.
Hey, Larissa, come down here and say hi all nice like.
She finishes her bottle and drops it as she heads to the ground. And the glass smashes on the ground as she runs up to Malral and goes,
Welcome to the house.
"You're like really big."
Thank you. Your breath smells like wine.
That is incredibly astute. You have powerful, perceptive abilities. So, as long as you know that, kind of a big deal here, but, I'm very educational.
Oh, you're a big deal? Are you some type of hero?
Yeah, I'm a big hero. You should hear, the songs about me.
You wrote them
Oh.
yourself.
Yeah,
Oh, you
of
wrote them.
course. Only the best.
Don't take this
Oh, you
away from
sing.
her.
You sing, that's fantastic. Actually, have you heard of, there's this other bard that I knew of. He had a half-elf drummer, but he wasn't really, keeping the beat. So instead he fired him and got a metronome.
She just stares
Sure,
at you blankly.
I imagine a metronome is good for keeping track of the beat. That's kind of what it's for. But
Yeah,
I
if the
wouldn't-
half-elf couldn't,
Meant,
do
a
his
real
job.
gnome. I think it was a joke. Like a gnome, like a metro. No.
I don't get it.
Says is like ruffling Larissa's hair feathers as her head is like steaming. Don't think about it too hard, pretty bird.
Okay, whatever you say, Saz. And she's gonna as you ruffle her and stuff, she'll give you a hug.
Alright, how about you fill us in on what we missed? And Says is just gonna lead Larissa over to the table to just sit down and talk.
Morel's just going to go over and start just picking up the glass shards so no one steps on them.
Lily has
I
already
figured Lily would do
frantically
that, yeah.
tried to clean them up.
Use mending to suddenly the bottle is whole again.
Kaishen will finish his coffee and walk over and go, I assume everything went well?
Well, well is not the word I would use to describe it, but we came out alive and paid. And we
Okay.
got an official apology from the Pope, so.
It sounds like there's more to this story than I originally thought.
There certainly was. To make a long story short, we were the bait for a trap set for the Seekers, and without our knowing. But, like I said, we came out alive and paid.
Excellent to hear it. Any battle you can walk away from.
We definitely see my fair share. If anything, contract went more or less as planned, if you look at it from our own perspective.
And it looks like you recruited at least one, kinda looks you up and down, one sizable ally.
Yep, I think Malra will be an asset. He basically single-handedly held the front door for us as everyone was funneling in. And Asharan here certainly scaled in battle, and I think we've barely scratched the surface of what they might be able to really do for us, so.
I just took the hits. The rest of you all did all the damage. I was a field medic back in the day, during the war. So, I know a thing or two about taking some punishment.
Well, I'm glad to see that a soldier has wandered in to assist them.
It's always good to have experience, right?
Indeed, experience can be more important than skill.
Skill isn't too half bad either, though.
I would never turn it down if it was available.
Malrell offers this man a handshake.
He looks at it for a second and he'll extend out his hand. He'll shake your hand. And he looks over at Asharan and just kind of sizes them up, narrows his eyes a bit, and then just goes and nothing terribly interesting happened while you were gone. Lily did her best to wrangle the harpy.
I can imagine how well that went. Well, I'm glad things were relatively peaceful in our absence.
It seems like at least one side of this was peaceful. But you all probably need to settle in.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to get a rest after that.
And get Malral and Asharan situated in their respective rooms.
I look down at Lily. Well, not only being a field medic, I am also quite proficient at the forge. Would you like me to make you a lock for the wine case?
I don't think it would help. She somehow manages to get into it no matter what I know.
Yeah, don't encourage Larissa to break glass to get a wine bottle to break more glass.
She cracks her knuckles and goes, I'm always down for a challenge.
Come on, Larissa, let's go, I don't know, hot girl stuff and braid hair, okay? Let Malral and Asharan get situated.
Fine. And yeah, everybody can settle into the house. Everybody goes to their rooms. Asharan kind of just, when they get home, they just kind of square up in their room and aren't seen for a while. But over the coming days, I think that Cess, you had a particular activity you wish to indulge in.
You could certainly call it an activity, one between truly just two platonic friends. I'd imagine over the next couple of days and between the last class, our favorite little cherry bomb Jubilee has been a little tense. So Cez is gonna walk up to her and go, "Hey, we're going outside now, okay? Come on."
Outside? Do we have errands to run, or
Nope, just you and me outside,
Tr-
breathing fresh air.
training?
Nope.
We're just gonna stand around and breathe air?
We're gonna do other stuff as we see it. I have not had a pretty exciting day in Sharn before, and you need some stress relief. And look, I'm assuming this whole time Cez is like grabbing Juby by the arm and just leading her along to the front door.
Stressed? I'm not stressed, she says, as like her hair is like slightly imperfect and she definitely has like bags under.
Says like licks her palms and just starts to try to fix your hair and then goes, "Listen, Juby, when not on the clock, you can be honest with us. The job before the last one was a lot, and hell, the last one was still a lot. We don't have to talk about it right there, but I see you training like hell with Kai Shen. And that art therapy, while it is nice, I don't know how much it's really helping you relax, so just come on, let's turn our brains off for a day and just do fun stuff, okay?"
All right. You're right. I'll do my best.
And Cez takes Juby by the hand and they head out into town together for a series of activities that, for the sake of time, we won't get into, but for your little imaginations, imagine them like sneaking into plays that they didn't pay for, or enjoying some nice food.
You always skip over your times though. Like,
Oh no, we're gonna have a whole ass conversation. It's just I don't want to RP each. I'm trying to express that it is a very nice date without having to act through every part.
It's a montage.
Yeah, it's
montage.
It's a montage. They can go shopping and stuff, and fashion and stuff. But I'd imagine as the day gets down, they've gotten their bags of goods. Says it's gonna lead Juby up. What would be a good spot? Do you want to go back home and just chill out on the porch and stare at the sunset?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
They sit there and
It was a nice day, Cez. Thank you. It really helped take my mind off of things.
Well, I don't normally go when I do stress relief. I normally don't just go for a typical walk. But this was nice. Shopping, talking. During that one stupid bod on stage.
We definitely could have paid for that show, though.
It was more fun to sneak in, though. Yeah.
I guess I've never done something like that before.
It's bit by bit, and I'll be teaching you how to be a bad girl, Juby, if you'd like.
Yeah, you're a total bad influence.
Yeah, I know I am. Listen, I was angry at Paint for just leaving. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but that job with Kairos, was there anything more up with that than just being friends? All three of you were really on edge for reasons that I can only ponder.
Oh, well, the three of us kind of grew up together. Me and Kairos and, well, at the time, Cliff. We've always been a part of each other's lives. But with me and Kairos, it was a little different because my first job, once I proved to my family that I was ready to, take part in the family business, my first job was working for the Lavanders, particularly with Kairos. It was my job to look after him all the time.
Hmm.
And well, he made me work for my money, I'll tell you that. I'm sure you can imagine he got himself into more than one foolish situation.
Definitely seems like a gold job, copper pain kind of guy in terms of difficulty. Yeah.
But things got a little complicated, because you spend enough time with somebody, well, you spend enough time with somebody, you either come to love them or hate them. And that gets in the way of the job. So that's least.
Is that why you stopped working for Kairos?
My family had me removed from a potentially awkward situation.
If that happened with this group, and love is a very broad term, so don't feel the need to explain if you don't want to with Kairos, but if your family felt like you were getting too personal with us, would they pull you out?
I don't know. I mean, they've done it before. Who's to say it wouldn't happen again? I think this might be a little different, because I don't know. I don't mean this in any sort of nasty way, but it's not like I have a noble family to impress with this job, so.
I mean, family's still family. I still struggle every day to make sure I'm living up to my parents. They ain't even around. It's just a thing we do. But, if your parents didn't pull you out, would you have stayed with Kairos?
Think about that a lot, and I probably would have, because I didn't know anything different. But it wasn't exactly the best situation for me, because even if there were some mutual feelings at the time, we're different people. And
Well,
I don't think either of us would really make the other happy.
well, I do eventually want to ask about paint, but I guess this question makes more sense to come now. Would you still want to keep being this person? Do you still want to keep doing bodyguard work for ever?
If you had asked me that a few months ago, I probably would have said yes. When I was feeling real low, I was contemplating writing to my parents and begging them to have my old job back. But what I've got going on with you guys, it's been really good. And though there's been some unfortunate situations that have arisen from it, I don't regret meeting you guys and making a living with you guys. I don't regret
Yes.
that at all.
I guess I should phrase my question a bit differently, but do you want to keep fighting as a job? I mean, at the end of all this, I mean, we can't do this forever. This thing barely pays for itself, but with us having to spend money on healthcare and then like making sure we're ready for the next job that just gets harder and harder. Listen, I know at the end of this Paige is gonna do some fancy thing at a college, or maybe even go all the way to mechanics, something fancy in Sharn. And I know the rest of us have our own goals in mind. I doubt Fruh will be letting themselves get any rest until the Seekers are wiped out. But listen, Juby, you deserve to be happy, and your dad looks very comfortable retired, I'm assuming, where he is, you know? I'm just saying, there's gotta be a long-term goal. And if our last job showed me anything, you could use more experience dealing with certain matters, given how you were feeling after Kairos, and well, pain was, oh god, that was a whole thing. I want to make sure you'll be fine in the long run, okay?
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I appreciate your concern, Sass. It may not be much as far as long-term goals go, but this is what I know. I know how to do this. I know how to fight, and I know what I'm good for. And for right now, that's enough for me.
You say you know what you're good for, but I don't think you do. You're like this amazing person who's had, I'm assuming, a lot more than just two nobles bend over backwards to win your affections. You go ahead.
No,
No?
there was no.
No one else? Are you not counting those two? Because they...
No, there wasn't anybody else, and I would hardly count Paint as one of them, so.
Still, no, you can do so much more, okay? You don't have to settle for just leading 4, 5, 6 people at a time. I think the reason why your parents are so fine with you coming out here to work with us is that they want you to see that potential realized in whatever way, shape, or form it could be. So don't ever tell me you know what you're good at, that you know that this is it. You are worth so much more than that.
That feeling too, and if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it is yet. It's not that I'm dissatisfied. I don't want you to think that, I don't value the work we do and the bonds that we have. Recently, I keep having these dreams that I can just barely remember. It's more just like a feeling that I don't know, there's something else out there just waiting for me. Just to grab it, I guess I'll know it when I see it. But for now I'm content.
if you're happy with this, then I can't exactly push it, but just be open to doing more, alright?
All right. And I guess the same goes for you, Sass. I mean, you talk about how your sister has long-term goals. What are some of yours?
Like impossible dreams here, or like, do you want like an actual structured career plan?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Sass?
Well, if we're doing the serious answer, nothing big. Maybe just a brigand out in the Drome Wastes, or a pusher for LD, something small.
And you say I dream small.
Yeah, well,
You're the champion of Sharn. You could do whatever you wanted.
I ain't the champ.
You could have
all-
LD working for you one day.
I don't see making a play like that with the cards I have.
What about the cards you'll gain?
Got someone Trials left in the deck, Chuby. I gotta save them for making sure we all get through this, alright?
Alright, just make sure you save some for yourself, though.
I'll try, but, I could be anything. She says ponder for a second, look up, and just goes, man, I'd love to be like a celebrity, like, those famous bards or something, like, obviously I ain't going to no stinking acting college, but, you know, be real.
I don't know, maybe Larissa could hook you up with some connections.
I ain't interested in singing show tunes. Maybe acting, but,
Maybe we both sell ourselves too short.
we'll work on it. Together. And says, like, puts her hand over your hand.
She'll just smile and just say, thank you. I mean, for everything. It seems whenever I'm in a slump, you're always there to pull me back out.
I'll be here as long as I need to. And says, leans over and gives Juby a smooch on the cheek a little longer than the one at the park, and goes, that is a thank you for what you gave me at the park and Sharn. Come on, let's get inside.
She'll just rub her cheek a little bit with this bashful smile and just, okay, all right.
Hey yo, we found this weird looking clown bunny bod at the theaters. Just don't go see a show for the next week, all right, guys? That's all I'm asking. That's all that happened too. I'm going to my room.
A bunny bod?
I don't.
It was an interesting show.
It was what the cost of zero. I'll say that much. I'm gonna go take a nap. It's been a long day.
We still got that little smile on her face as she goes to the kitchen and gets herself like a cup of tea.
Aw, you love to see it. Larissa will look over to you and be like, so, what are you smiling about?
Nothing. I just had a lovely day. Thank you, Larissa.
I thought you said the show was bad.
It was terrible. But I had a great day nonetheless.
It's all about the company, Malral.
Gives a slow look over at Juby, then over at Larissa, thinks there for a good minute until maybe even Julie even leaves the room and goes, "Oh, oh, oh, oh."
You'll love to see it. All right. If there's nothing else from that, we come to your boy, Mao Rao.
One day, thanks to help from Lily, he was able to set up a place somewhere in this giant of a house, able to set up a small workshop for himself where he can actually work on his forge. And during that time, he actually went to the market to buy what appears to be a very lightweight silvery metal that he seemed very excited about. Over the past few days, he has been working on it, but eventually he does come out and finds Savannah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, Maurel, what? How can I help you?
I could actually use some of your assistance. I'm working on a project, you see, but it is a bit embarrassing to say, but my hands are a bit too big.
But what kind of project? How can I lend assistance?
I'm working on new metal, you see, for some chainmail, and I need help interlocking the rings. Normally it would be easy, just simple tweezers and things, but the thing is I'm using riveted chainmail, and you need to have a precise eye and steady hand to actually insert the rivet before fully closing it.
Oh, if you need assistance with the fine art of manipulation, I can lend my capable skills to you.
I knew I could count on you, fellow craftsman.
I am an artificer, and I do enjoy getting my hands into all kinds of workings.
Well, it's a good thing you're not scared of a mess, because we'll be dealing with the oil as well.
I'm sure that I'll be able to handle it. You see what I did there? I did a U!
See? I'm rubbing off on everyone. Everyone's gonna be funny. Alright, come on. I'm making the chains actually a bit more smaller than they usually are. This is a very lightweight metal, but also needs to be very precise. It's going to be using for interlocked joints between large forms of plate.
Oh, so, are you experimenting with alternative alloys like mithril?
Exactly. As he's bringing her down to the workshop, it's so hot in this room that he actually does have to take off his shirt, and as he does, you can actually see a large scar across his back before he turns it around and puts a full-on blacksmith apron on.
She will not comment.
He looks up at her. It's okay. I know it's there.
I didn't want to be rude or anything. Everyone has their stories.
You're not being rude. In my opinion, every scar is a great story. It's just another sign that shows that I survived.
You and Kai Shen would have a lot in common if you ever wanted to talk to him.
We talk, just not with words.
He doesn't seem to be the most verbose, that's for sure.
You get used to it. I've met plenty of people like him. You just pick up a few things whenever you're around.
Well, I'm sure that there's a great story behind that scar.
Oh, yes. You and I are from the same place. You know of the great heroes of our time.
Yes, of course. Which heroes are you talking about? There's so many of them, of course.
Pulling up my notes so I don't get their names wrong.
Yep.
Oh, well, not to brag or anything, but back when I was working, as a field medic, I would meet all kinds of different people, make different arms for many. Even met one man who had a pet duck, wanted me even make some plate and a helm for him. Nothing fancy, but it fit the bill.
I see what you did there! Was there a sizable bill?
Actually, no, it was free because of the army.
Oh, that makes sense.
But along with those, I even got to work alongside the Lightbringers.
You did?
Yes. Well, they probably did not notice me. It was hard not to notice them. Even fought back to back with one. It's actually how I even got this scar right here. I was guarding the back of another, making sure everyone was staying off it while he handled the hordes of enemies in front of them. And just when I was turning to make sure he's okay, one of the enemies I was guarding against slashed my back. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even made it off the battlefield. He carried me back to the medic ward.
Oh my. What was this, and how long ago was this?
Oh, this was, Marin. Captain Marin Corland.
Oh, I've heard about Captain Corland. He died at Seven Spears, didn't he?
Yes. A sad moment for all. Many people said he was the soul of the army.
I have to say there's probably more truth than that than the simple stories would say, because, well, you know what happened to the Lightbringers, of course.
The Lightbringers are dead. Those that remain are nothing more than an echo and a disgrace.
Yes, and they are monsters, one and all. One of them took my father from me.
Ariel puts a hand on her shoulder and looks down at her sorrowfully. I can't even imagine the pain you must have gone through.
It's been so difficult every day, but the only plus side out of any of it is being with everyone and being with Paige. It helps make it a little less painful each day.
You know, when the morning happened, I thought I was all alone. Didn't even know there were other survivors. Knowing you and I are from the same place makes me feel a little less lonely. And I must thank you for that. I can only hope I can do the same for you.
I know it's only been a little bit, but I'm truly sorry for your loss, and I hope that in time you can find the sense of community from them that I do. I would and have risked my life numerous times for them, and they've done everything for me, more than I could ever deserve.
They sound like great people. I'll be sure to protect them on the battlefield so they can stay in your life.
And I shall make sure that your armor is capable of saving your life so that you can defend them.
Let's hope it stays up to the test. Hopefully with this new lightweight metal, I won't need any more magical trinkets to help me wear it. Scar on the back did more than just leave a flesh wound.
It's been too long since I've got to work with Mithril, but I remember the ins and outs of it well enough from my training.
Indeed, remarkably light. I'm very surprised, and not a noise made.
Yes, it was very key to many infiltration warforged during the war.
Did you work on Warforge?
A bit. I didn't get to do as much as I would have liked. Unfortunately, I was drawn in other directions. But I've always loved the Warforged, and I just find such fascination with how they work.
I can't argue with you there. I helped prepare a few of them back in battle. Every now and then they would come by and just hold their arm out to me like, here, put this on. And I'm like, there's more complicated than that, but okay.
If only people were quite as simple.
Well, I think I'm getting there. Like I said, people are just a more complex version of blacksmithing. Sometimes I look at the embers. I like to think those who have passed on help guide my hammer. I see my wife and child in the embers. They help not only repair the arms and armor, but also guide my hammer so I may repair others as well. Perhaps your father. Maybe he works through your hands as well. The trinkets that you make, the inventions that you have. Perhaps wherever he is now, he's helping guide your hands. Isn't that a nice thought?
I would hope so. He taught me so much. And I just hope he isn't suffering anymore.
If he was a good man, then I'm sure he's at a good place. Now, you want to insert this rivet here. We need to make sure that everything links up right. 4 riveted rings around a central ring without any rivets in it, like this, in this pattern, you see? And we got to link them up like this.
Yes, of course. And her spider bot will leap off her back, and you see it start extending out its legs and like moving things very delicately and putting them into place.
We got to make this look amazing, because if we don't, then I'm going to get hurt again, because I'm going to ask Julie to hit me as hard as she can.
Well, of course, you have to test it through practical exercises.
Of course. What kind of smith would I be if I did not practice my wares?
Of course. Well, if you need any expertise about the workings on, I'll be happy to supervise.
And I'm happy to work with you anytime if ever you need anything put together.
It's a deal. She extends out one of her hands to shake you, to shake your hand. And she's wearing her gloves. She's always wearing.
Still covered in all types of like grease to help like the chainmail and everything. He just brings her into like a big bear dad hug.
She kind of laughs and like first she yelps in surprise, but then laughs as she hugs you back.
Right. Looks like this section is finished. Let's go find Jubilee and see if we can't get her to use that magic sword on me.
Let's go.
Lady Ravamont! As they go off and try and find Jubilee.
Jubilee.
What time of day is it right now?
I don't know. What time of day is it? Mal
Well, we
Rao.
we can't work on an empty stomach. But at the same time, we have to have a nice meal for after we work. So probably around noon.
Okay. We can assume she is probably around the dining room / kitchen area, finishing the last of her lunch then.
Malrail comes out wearing a very new, shiny plate armor. Out as he walks out to you. Jubilee!
Malrel, good afternoon. You seem to be in high spirits.
Yes. You see this new chest plate here. Sylvana here helped me put some of it together. It's new with lightweight material, meant to be just as strong as iron, but also lightweight, and I even made the rings a little bit smaller and interconnected between the plates, so it can actually hold up against a stronger actually hit.
Ah, I see. It looks mighty impressive.
Like I said, I had help. And I was hoping you, as having that magical sword and all, be kind enough to actually help me out test it.
You want to spar with me?
Spar, be your training dummy. Either works. I just
You
need you
mean
to hit
you're-
this as hard as you can.
You're just gonna stand there while I hit you?
It worked in the last battle.
I guess that's true. It just seems a little against my principles to just wail on someone who isn't attempting to fight back, but if you need someone to test it, I guess I could oblige.
If you want me to fight back, I can.
I might feel a little better about it if you do, to be honest.
Okay. You like fire, right?
Well, I'm resistant to it being she'll like tap her horns, being a a tiefling and all.
Okay, then I will not use my fire breath. I don't think Miss Lily would like it if we do it here in the dining room.
We have a training grounds. Come, I'll show you.
You have a training grounds?
Mm-hmm.
This place is amazing!
Yeah, you'll often find me and Fruh and Kashan and Cess down that way. Yep.
Lead the way, lead the way. Bring that
Alright.
magic sword. I gotta make sure this works.
All right, and you'll see she'll actually just extend her hand, and it just kind of manifests in her hand, and she'll say, "Let's get going."
Oh, that's
Malrail
new.
just kind of like blinks and shakes his hands. Shakes his head. Magic.
Magic.
And he'll follow along.
Yep. Get to the training grounds.
Malrail, is it just like a big sand pit? Is that right?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Malrail just hops in. You see, he doesn't really have a proper weapon. He just pulls out his blacksmith hammer and that giant, basically anvil shield on his other hand. Oh, right. This is new. Very flexible already. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, come on. Come hit me. And he just bangs his hammer against the shield.
Should I roll to hit Malral?
You can, sure.
I'm guessing a 13 does not hit you with this fancy new armor.
Nope, it will bounce off of his armor. You know what this makes you feel, though? It fills you with a profound sense of anger. The fact that the hit was so ineffective. You're not trying to hurt him, but you just feel the sense of, like, this isn't right. He is prey. He should not be treated so protectively. Why are you holding yourself back?
Come on, don't hold yourself back. All force.
All right. For real. Natural 20.
Oh my god!
Oh, that sword goes straight for the face.
Oof.
Not playing at all.
No.
That's 21
Take-
damage
Take 21 damage, Malral.
All right.
as it just slices through a weak point between your stiff chest plate and your helmet or whatever. As Jubilee is apparently not holding back at all. The blade cuts deep into you. And Jubilee, you feel your veins light up with fire as it drains some of Malral's energy essence.
Oh. Are you okay? That was too much, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
He cracks his jaw back into place. Oh. I said hit me. That's what you did.
I guess I did. Are you okay?
Nothing a little spit can't handle. And goes ahead. Licks his tongue, little smoke comes off his thumb from the spit and just covers up the wound and heals it up. As I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
And is the armor okay?
Well, when you hit the armor, yeah, it works great.
Okay. Was this a successful test then?
I would hope so. But you said you wanted to spar, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I
Let's
suppose
go
it's
ahead.
only fair you try to hit me back.
I'm not too used to hitting things, but let's try it out. And I will try and Searing Smite her, I guess.
Okay. By the way, Jubilee, it did feel kind of good.
Oof.
Boop. 17.
Nope, miss.
Jubilee can just dance around way faster and more agilely than she should be capable of with her equipment. You would know this, Malral. You're used to wearing a lot of equipment and being a tank.
You're quite light on your feet. Is that part of the magic too?
No, I just work very hard to be this good.
It's good to have pride and it's good to have skill. Where'd you learn such fighting techniques?
Mostly my parents. Ever since I was big enough and strong enough to hold a sword, they had one in my little chubby fingers. And I've been working at it ever since.
I understand this. Us Dragonborn, when we are 3 years old, we are taught how to use arms and weapons of our own. Especially when we are traveling in the tribe. And what of that sword? Was that also gifted to you by your parents?
Oh, no, this is something we picked up during one of our jobs. We had to fight a train full of Fae, and well, their commander, I guess, put up a hell of a fight, and when he was slain, I claimed his sword.
A trophy for victory. Sounds most excellent.
You can kind of say it like that, I suppose. It served me well.
Might I take a look at it?
Sure. And she'll kind of hold it in a gesture of, yes, you can take it, but like, yes, here you may look at it.
Doesn't really take it by the handle, rather like holds it up by the blade to get a better inspection of both the craftsmanship and like what secrets this blade may have. DM, what do I learn of this blade as I look at it?
It is a magic sword that is bathed in Fey energy, but it's hard to place where the Fey energy of the sword begins and Jubilee's ends, as she has the same aura as the sword, only slightly off from what it is normally. And the sword, it just gives this presence of feeling affronted that you are still standing.
Most interesting. And as he's looking at it, his eyes will actually glaze over for a minute as he's inspecting it as I cast Identify.
Oh, I assumed you did cast Identify, that's what you learned.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you learned from it for the Identify.
Fair enough.
It is quite magical, quite Fey energy, but it's not really a sword. It's Jubilee. That's like the biggest thing you learn from the Identify, is that this sword is just Jubilee at this point.
Interesting. This isn't what I thought it was.
No?
It's not a blade at all.
Seems pretty much like a blade to me.
That is only the form it takes. Think of it like an ingot. An ingot can take many forms. Simply whatever the crafter turns it into.
Huh.
You, the wielder, are the crafter. You turned it into this sword. It's an extension of you.
Interesting. Cause, I mean, the last wielder, it was a sword too. I just kind of assumed it was a sword, you know?
Perhaps that's why you made it a sword. Have you tried turning it into anything else?
No, I can't say that I have.
That would be mighty versatile if you could change it on the go.
That would be something pretty special and fearsome indeed.
Jubilee, you do remember that when the previous Houndmaster wielded it, it was a greatsword. And when it was getting passed around the party, to Paige it was a staff, to Cess it was a pair of bladed gauntlets, and to you it was a sword. It was a long sword.
Right. It does seem to choose the form. The form changes depending on the wielder, it seems. Because even though it was a sword before, it was a different kind of sword.
That makes sense. I felt something else from it too. A lot of Fey magic. I don't really get the magic thing. It still confuses me.
That makes sense considering where it's from, and she'll sort of gesture to her face like, I haven't always looked like this either.
Oh, you haven't?
No, the eyes are new.
Oh. Are they a good new?
I think so.
Oh. Then I'm glad you like them.
That's refreshing to hear.
I sensed something else in the blade too. Anger. I think it was mad that I'm still standing.
Well, it's pretty good at, cutting down foes. Maybe it hasn't quite learned that you're friendly yet.
If you can do more cuts like you did before, I don't think it would have any reason to be angry at all. Thus, we should spar more often.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. It's nice to not have to hold back.
No, not with me at all. And any injuries we get, I can go ahead and repair those right up. I must say, Miss Ravimont, thank you for accepting me in your group.
You're welcome. It's kind of refreshing having you around.
In what way?
It's nice to see someone smile.
But don't you know? Laughter's the best medicine. That's why I tell jokes to all my patients. They're out of the tent before I know what I can do with them.
Well, I hope to someday understand your application of comedy, because unfortunately, I think it goes over my head most times.
I'll be honest. I read most of them in a joke book.
You're plagiarizing from a joke book?
I try and make some up.
Well, stick around long enough and we'll see you get you some new material.
And you all can be my test audience.
Sounds fair.
It's good not to be alone.
Well, I think you'll find there is very rarely a quiet moment in this house.
I look forward to it. Now, I should probably bandage up this cut.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Maybe see Paige
Field
or
medic.
someone
I'm a field
about
medic.
it. Yeah.
I know how to deal with this. Don't worry.
All right.
I'll be sure to have my helmet on next time we spar.
Sounds good.
And with that, unless Jubilee wants to add anything else, we can end the scene there.
I'm good.
Okay. So, any last moments before our next event?
So I assume this has been over the course of a few days.
Yeah.
I will note, if anybody would like to act upon it, that Fruh has not been training as much. They're kind of just they're reading more. But I will leave it at that for now, unless people.
I think considering how frequently Juby does train, and how frequently she sees Fruh in the background while she is doing so, like doing their own thing on the training ground, she might extend, an invitation for you to come train.
They would happily oblige. Like, they're still training, but not nearly as much as like the probably like 3 to 4 hours a freaking day that they usually do.
Is something on your mind then for you to, I mean, I'm glad that you accepted my invite, but I just don't see you around as much.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's good to get a bit of relaxation, right?
Right. Yeah, I've had several people telling me that recently.
It's been a while.
I should take that advice.
It has been a while since I've sat down to have a bit of a quiet moment like this. It's weird.
Are things weird? Asharan's here? I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous. I just
No.
it seems like there's a lot of history there, and I don't want to pry about it. But
Trust me, it has absolutely nothing to do with their presence or anything of the sort. Just been doing a lot of thinking recently. How are you doing? I want to ask.
I'm okay.
Are you still mad at me? Still don't trust?
I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about you and about the group. And I was afraid that for the first time we saw the real you, and I didn't quite like what I saw.
The phrase "the real you" really sticks with them, like really hard. She's like, well, I mean, in a way, that is me at my most primal state. But, and I do. It is something that I do like to do whenever I have the chance. Get revenge. But
I'm not
Hmm?
I'm not one to tell you how to live your life. Fruh, I know that is none of my business. But I will say, what matters most to me is the safety of my friends, the people that live under this roof. And if you had done anything to jeopardize that, to put them in harm's way, for the sake of your revenge, I was willing to stop you. I'm glad it didn't come to that, though.
I said this to Paige, but it has been a while since I have had the opportunity to work with anybody else on my mission. My siblings in Snow, they are an information network, so the dirty deed always comes down to me. It's how it was designed. When you go 20 years or so, just looking for that next kill, that next person to stick an arrow in their throat or in their skull. You do live for it. But
That's a heavy burden to put on one person's shoulders.
something I asked for.
Doesn't make it any less of a burden.
I suppose you're right. The people that I know, that I talk to, my dear family, those that are left, don't exactly get very many people telling you that what you're doing is unhealthy, because we know it. We don't care. We live like we died 25 years ago. And I suppose, as you so astutely noticed, is that I'm beginning to think about what comes next. A little bit more than I had in the past.
I think that's really swell, Fruh.
I still want to kill all of them mercilessly. I want that to be very clear.
I would expect nothing less.
So, while here you may find me being a little bit more soft and a little bit more heartwarming, I know, and I want you to know as well, So when it comes down to it, if we end up finding another job that deals with them, I will not act merciful. I cannot act merciful and feel like things will
I
be
don't.
okay.
I don't need you to act merciful towards your enemies. I just need you to remember that you're not working alone anymore, and whatever you decide to do might affect the rest of us. That's all.
Something I'm coming to terms with, to be sure. I do care about you. About all of you.
Yeah, you've really grown on me too.
I didn't think that I would come into this. I mean, you were just a job, really. A way to get to a job. But,
Yeah, and you were a flirty assassin that we picked up.
oh, flirty assassin. You know I respect you all too much to be like that. I think you of all people can see through it, in a way.
Well, it's good to see you be open at least a little bit with us.
I'm
Means you
trying.
trust us at least a little bit.
I'm trying.
And I don't know who you were in the past. I don't know if that's really important right now. But if who you were can't be anymore, there's no shame in trying to make the you who you are now happy. It doesn't make you soft.
I don't know what I want. I haven't really given it much thought. Because thinking about the future kind of gets in the way.
Well, stay alive and you'll have plenty of time to think about it.
As it is more of a goal than it ever has been.
Well,
Thank you.
for what?
I don't rightfully know. I just feel like there's something there that I need to be thanking you for.
Well, you're welcome, I suppose.
And you're going to kind of stand up and just kind of walk over and just put their arm around Juby and just kind of give them a little side hug. Would you like to get at it then? Have a little workout?
Yeah, I hope you haven't gone soft during your neglect of the training field.
Neglect? It's not that. It's just...
Mhm.
Listen, I trained far more than anybody else here. And now that I take one step back from the training, I get called soft.
Yeah, well, you know what they say about breaking habits and all that, so you better
wound me,
come show
Jubilee.
me. Come show me that you're not getting soft.
Okay.
And they'll do their training and sparring.
All right then. And on that note, we will end things here for tonight. I hope you enjoyed our little interlude. I'm going to give you all a surprise for next time. We're doing a beach episode, everybody. I hope you're hype.
Beach
I'm
episode.
so excited.
Bring the
can't
melon,
wait.
bring the beer, bring the sausage.
I can't wait for
Moving
the
up.
says beach art to drop. Oh, that's right. I'm doing it.
Yes.
We all hype. If you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitter, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. You should also give a follow to all of these wonderful players. They're all streamers in their own right and amazing in their own right. And you can catch up on every episode of Ashes of the Last War if you aren't caught up over on our separate YouTube channel. I also post them all on my own channel, so you really just watch either one. And I hope you all had fun watching these silly people be the disaster gays I know and love, and I hope my players had fun being the disaster gays I know and love. Once again, this Wednesday, big hype for the Obsidia 2-year streamiversary, as well as raising money for Trans Lifeline, a trans suicide prevention and support network. So I look forward to seeing you all there. It's going to be silly, it's going to be borderline lewd, and it's going to be for trans rights, baby!
Wait.
Trans rights or human rights. Pay for it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. If you haven't done so already, please copy down the Called Hugs message if you're a follow. Please copy down the Knights message if you are a sub. We are going to raid somebody new. We're actually going to raid somebody big because I really like her and she's doing very silly art of DuckTales OCs. We're going to raid Pumpkin Potion.
Oh, let's go.
Excellent.
I will not use my guide the raid redeem then.
Pumpkin Potion is great. She's like a rubber style VTuber.
Mm-hmm.
She's also an amazing singer, and this art is ridiculous, and you go send her love. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great night and the sweetest of dreams, and be sure to come by this Wednesday to say hi to me, and I will give each of you an individual hello if you come by as appreciation. I'm also going to potentially knock out some one-chip challenges. Potentially multiple. Who knows? So I'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.